Next, let us look at what is the connection between thinking and learning. We already discussed earlier in this video that data, information and experiences are like food. These are the inputs, and thinking is the process through which you are digesting these inputs, this food, and the result of thinking is learning. And learning is nothing but new knowledge, new skills, behavior, attitudes, values and preferences, which means that if you need to learn, then you have to think, and if you have to think, you have to use the tools of thinking. Attention is the first step and the most important tool. If you are not paying attention, then you will not be able to receive any of the data or information. So you have to pay attention. Next, even if you are paying attention, if you are not motivated, then you will not be able to think, you will not be able to learn. So motivation is also very, very important. And just because you received the data and the information, if you can't store it in your brain, store it in your mind, you'll not be able to use it. So memory is also very important. We discussed in one of the previous videos that language is also a tool of thinking. So language is the tool that you use to process this data and information in your mind. So language is also a tool of thinking. And after you have processed it, you have to organize this learning, this new information, new experiences. So organizing the new learning in your mind is also very, very important. Some activities you can't learn by just listening to theory. You have to do it hands-on, like some skills, right? So hands-on activity is also a tool of thinking. And in some cases, you can learn only if you write and if you practice, such as mathematics. So graphomotor, that is writing, is also a very, very important tool of thinking. In some cases, you have to use some higher order thinking, that is to convert this data into information and convert the information into learning. You have to use logic and reasoning. So these are also tools of thinking. And finally, emotions. If you are sitting in class, you are trying to pay attention, you have some sort of motivation and your memory is good, but you are feeling very sad and you are emotionally not ready to learn that day. So then you'll not be able to learn anything. Therefore, emotions are also very, very important because they can control all the other factors and all the other tools. So these are the different tools of thinking. So to summarize this slide, perception is receiving. So receiving is where you receive this data and information and experiences. Processing is thinking, where you are processing the data, information and experiences, and that results in learning. So learning means you are first storing the new knowledge, skills and behaviors, attitudes and values, preferences in your mind, and you are using them at a later stage whenever you need. So perception is the first steps, processing is the next step, and learning is the third step.